This financial aid presentation is provided to you by Kellogg Community College. It is an overview of the financial aid process and may be used at any institution that you're looking to attend. The FAFSA is the free application for federal student aid. This is the basis for all aid. The FAFSA takes approximately 30 minutes to complete and is absolutely free. It is, as it said, an application that is a federal application, so it can be used at any institution, statewide, or within the United States. The goal of financial aid is to evaluate the family's ability to pay for educational costs, at the same time distributing limited resources in an equitable manner, which means that each institution may have a pot of money that they have to distribute, and they have to do that in a fair and equitable manner. It also helps provide a balance of gift and self-help aid, which we'll discuss the difference of in just a moment. There are different categories of financial aid. Merit-based scholarships may be either private or institutional, and they are given based on a student's ability or performance. It could be athletics, it could be performance art, it could be anything from scholastic. Need-based aid, there are two different kinds. It is gift aid and self-help aid. This is based on the results of that FAFSA application. Institutional financial aid programs, there are scholarships, grants, employment, and many schools have their own foundations. You may check with the individual school that you plan on attending to ask about the resources that they have available. Need-based aid, there are different types of need-based aid. For federal, we have the Pell Grant. The Pell Grant is the foundation of all student awarding. That is based on the FAFSA results of that application, and we will be discussing that application in just a moment. SEOG is an actual additional amount of money that may be awarded to you if you are Pell Grant eligible. The Federal Work-Study Program is money given straight to a student who is actually able to work through the college and is able to earn a paycheck as they go. Federal Perkins loans are loans that have very good interest rates and repayment options for them. There are schools that do offer these, but you will have to ask your school if they do offer participate within that loan program. Federal Family Education Loans, Federal Direct Loans, and Alternative Loans are all options for individuals who are looking to attend college. These loans have different variables to them. I would encourage you to look into each of them. Usually the federal direct loans are provided first to individuals, and then the other loans can be looked at after that. The only disclaimer we want to give is that alternative loans, which are direct-to-consumer loans, just make sure that you understand what the interest rates are and what the repayment options are. You're not going to get some of the options and safeguards that you're going to get with a federal loan. The state of Michigan side is always contingent upon state funding. There is the Michigan Competitive Scholarship and the Michigan Tuition Grant. One is for public, one is for private schools. It is based on ACT scores. The state of Michigan also has the TIP program, which is a tuition incentive program. It pays for tuition up to 80 credit hours, maximum 24 credits for an academic year, depending on if the school participates with this program. You can go to the State of Michigan website to print out the TIP fact sheet, and it will let you know what institutions participate with this program and additional criteria. Common FAFSA errors. One of the things when you fill out this application, because it is a federal application, that you will have to provide a Social Security number. If you are an independent student, you will fill this information out. If parental information is required, at least one parent will have to be able to put this information in. Different last names, making sure that your information that you're putting on this application is going to match up with the Social Security Administration, because it is federal and it will do database matches with different institutions. Do not use nicknames, use your government name. If your name is Robert, please do not put Bob on the application, because it will not be able to match up and you will have delays. Wrong dates of birth also will cause delays. The best information that we can provide to you is that make sure that your demographic information is correct at the time that you're submitting this application. This is what the FAFSA on the web looks like. It's www.fafsa.gov. You can start your application here under New to the FAFSA. Each year, this is where you will go to begin that FAFSA application. If you have to go back into the FAFSA to make any type of correction, this is where you will come into returning user. You can add different schools. You can view your actual student aid report, which is the results of the FAFSA, while you can also go in and link up your taxes with the IRS, which is one of the options that you have in making that correction. This application takes approximately 30 minutes to complete. The majority of the application is demographic information, meaning it's going to be asking for things like names, social security numbers, dates of birth, but also will ask information about educational intent, and we'll ask some financial information as well. If you get into a situation where you're not sure of the information that is being asked, on the right-hand side, the help and hint always provides additional information that may be used in answering the question. Make sure that your cursor is on the cell in which you have in question, and the helps and hints will be able to assist you. One of the issues that comes up very often is that students who are filing this may not know if their parents' information is required, or if there's a situation where mom and dad are divorced, they're not quite sure what parent to use. This will help you go through and determine at that point what parents' information will be used in filing the FAFSA information. The common question that we have is that if there is a situation where parents are divorced, and because of the divorce decree, that a certain parent is able to claim the student on their taxes, this does not have a bearing on who it is that's used on the FAFSA application. When filling out this application, it is going to ask you if you have filed your federal tax return, and it will have different options for you to say that you have filed, will not file, or will file but have not. So what you need to do is make sure that you're able to fill this application out by whatever deadline the school that you're looking to attend has imposed, and making sure that you understand that if you go in and you fill this out, and your taxes have not been done yet, that you will have to go back and update that information once your taxes are actually filed. Currently, the FAFSA application does have an option to retrieve your already submitted tax information from the IRS. Make sure that you're able to do that. You have to go through and answer some qualifying questions. And if you are, and if that hasn't been at least 2 to 3 weeks is what they say after your filing to be able to use that, you are going to click on the data retrieval tool, which is then going to take you out, and you're going to be able to submit the tax information, and it's going to go ahead and it is going to retrieve that information. The best thing to do in this situation is that if you do use this data retrieval tool, then the institution that you will be attending, or the student will be attending, will not ask for actual tax transcripts. You are able to put more than one school on your application. You can put up to 10 schools. We would recommend that any four-year institutions that you're looking to attend, please put them in the order of importance, and then community colleges you can put after that. Making sure that you know what schools that you want your FAFSA application to go to is important. You can do a search and actually select that information from the search engine. The needs analysis expected family contribution is referred to, you'll hear this acronym very often, as the EFC. The EFC is basically the computed number that is generated based on the results of the actual FAFSA application. And what that says is that parents have the responsibility to assist in paying for their dependent child's education, as well as the student has a responsibility as well. Every application is the same, but every family's information is going to be different. So the family is evaluated based on their present financial situation, and it treats all families in that equitable manner because it is the same application that everyone fills out with different outcomes. The school that you're attending will set what's called the budget or the cost of attendance, the COA, which is a term you'll see very often as well, will be on your award letters. This cost of attendance, each school is going to be different. Each school is able to set their cost of attendance based on their individual area and the different needs of the students within that institution. It will always include tuition and fees. They can actually use the actual fees or an average of those tuition and fees across the board. Books and supplies, transportation, miscellaneous items and personal expenses, room and board and living expenses, loan fees, potential study abroad fees, dependent elder care expenses, and expenses for co-op programs. Depending on the institution, it will depend on the amount and will also depend on sometimes the program of study in which the student is in. So this is the financial aid formula. When you submit that FAFSA application and the financial aid office of the school that you're attending gets that information, this is what happens. They take the institution's cost of attendance, they subtract the expected family contribution, that EFC that's generated based on your family situation off the FAFSA results, and a financial need is then determined. This is what the financial aid office is looking to assist you in meeting. A cost comparison worksheet is very helpful during this time. If you're looking at multiple schools, it will assist you in putting this information in a side-by-side comparison and making the determination of what's best for your individual situation. StudentLoans.gov have a lot of different information for families to have some good conversations about things like budgeting and contracts, what credit means, credit history, financing the education identity theft, especially for students who are looking to attend a four-year university and live away from home. Having these conversations now are key. Understanding that once a student signs a master promissory note for a loan, that student is bound to that, and what that means and how that affects their credit and their history. Also having those conversations about budgeting. Sometimes individuals get refunds from financial aid that have to last them a whole semester, and making sure that they understand how to do that. So some very good tools out here under financial awareness. The FAFSA is the first step, but certainly not the last step in applying and looking for different financing options. We encourage you to investigate private scholarships and other resources. Many university libraries have resources that they can provide to you. Many times the student or even the parent's employer may have an opportunity for students to get the grade and work on based on a reimbursement process. There are different community organizations that may have opportunities as well for scholarships. Many of them are small scholarships, but definitely start to add up. Different service organizations like American Legions, VFWs, Kiwanis, Lions Clubs, all different organizations have different types of criteria. So asking around, asking family members if they belong to any of those service organizations to try to get that information. Those are usually not the ones that are highly publicized and will not be listed necessarily on the nationwide scholarship search engines. So the internet is the next option that you'll have. There are some different options that you have available. FastWeb is one that we always recommend. That information is on the KCC website. And again, you can go out and fill out scholarship applications based on many different criteria that you put in. You're going to create basically a profile, and then when scholarships come up that match your profile, you'll then receive an email that there is a scholarship that you may be able to apply for. Veterans benefits, if you are a veteran or have a parent who is a veteran, there may be some transfer of eligibility that can occur, and you can check those benefits on the VA website, the gai.va.gov. ROTC scholarships are available for individuals who may be looking at the military as a career option. Bureau of Indian Affairs and Vocational Rehabilitation are also some additional resources that may be available if it meets your specific information. We want to make sure that you understand that you need to avoid being scammed. The FAFSA is a free application. We never want to see anyone pay in order to fill out that application. There are websites that you may go to if you try to do a Google search on this. They may point you in the wrong direction. Make sure that you're ending up on the federal site and it is a .gov site that you are on. Making sure also if you're applying for scholarships, do not apply for scholarships that require you to pay a fee. If we are to give you one piece of information that we believe is most important, it's making sure that you're applying early and meeting all your deadlines. Making sure that the institution that you're looking to attend has two deadlines. They will have an admissions deadline, but there will also be a financial aid deadline. Meeting one of those deadlines without the other will put you in a bad situation. Getting into a college and not having money to pay for it will definitely be an issue. Making sure that you understand that filing that FAFSA application early, as of January 1st of each year, it becomes available. Although we know that your taxes are not filed at that point, again, you can go ahead and submit that application with estimates from the previous year, or even using estimates based on the W-2 information that you have. And then once that's completed, you can go back in and update that information and link it to the IRS. That is the presentation. It is an overview of that process. If you have any specific questions, you can always contact the financial aid office at Kellogg Community College or the school to which the student will be attending. Thank you.